We recently got a bunch of information from a magazine called the Edge magazine, in which Assassin's Creed Origins had its own main article, and also this bike that's featured on the front of it. I really like this art. It's great to see Assassin's Creed looking so good on the front of magazine covers again, because you didn't really see an awful lot of Assassin's Creed Syndicate on the front of magazine covers, but obviously AC Origins is bringing the series back, and you can see that Bayek is looking fucking awesome on the front cover of this magazine here. But in this article there is quite a bit of information there, and I'm going to be talking about it today in this video. It's been summed up nicely on Access the Animus. They always do great stuff like this. When new information comes out, they sum it all up very well, and they just kind of get the best information that is the most informative, so I'm going to leave a link to it in the description. I'd definitely go and like their Facebook page. It's incredibly useful. So without further ado, guys, let's get straight into the information that we got in this magazine article. So the first thing we have here, and probably one of the biggest things here, is the simulation of ancient Egypt is still set within Abstergo Industries' magical mystery memory box, the Animus. So obviously it's pretty obvious that we're in the Animus. You know, we've seen the UI, it's very Animus-like. They can't really throw away the Animus. If they throw away the Animus, they're basically throwing away what Assassin's Creed is. You know, they got to keep the Animus in the game, and it's good to hear that it's confirmed that the game is still in the Animus, because that does bode very well for a modern day section which is playable with an actual modern day protagonist as well. Obviously, we don't know if they're talking about Abstergo's product, the Animus, which was like the headset, the VR headset that was kind of talked about in Assassin's Creed Black Flag, or if it's an actual proper Animus where you lie down in the machine and then relive the memories of your ancestor. I do hope it's the latter. I really hope it's the latter. I just much preferred it when you were lying down in the Animus, because it felt like some huge contraption that had loads of different, you know, things working and things that were running when the machine was on, and they just had some little VR headset, and it was like, well, yeah, but like, what happened to like the lying down? That was cool. Let's for sure go back to that. I really do hope it's back with the Assassins as well, instead of being with Abstergo, because we will have Abstergo in Rogue and Black Flag. You may note that it says within Abstergo Industries' magical mystery memory box, but I feel like that's just because Abstergo came up with the idea of the Animus and the Assassins stole the design of it. I don't think it's saying that we're actually in Abstergo Industries, because that'd be bad. I don't want to be a Templar or anything like that. I want to be playing as someone that has a neutral side in things and then joins the Assassins, because we need to have that modern day protagonist back, which is the good guy. We need a good guy. So I'd like to be on the side of the Assassins, but I'd kind of like to be a neutral guy at the beginning, and then you can have the character slowly warm to everyone in the Assassins, you know, Sean, Rebecca, Bishop, or I just remembered Bishop isn't going to be in AC Origins. How the fuck, how they going to explain that shit, boy? So this next bit says, side quest cutscenes as an example will show Bayek as willing to playfully roughhouse. What the fuck does that mean? Roughhouse. Oh god, it means when you rough up your girlfriend really hard in bed. What the fuck? What's that? That gives that fucking. I think maybe they wrote the wrong word there, because I don't think Bayek is roughhousing with the children. Anyway, Bayek is willing to playfully roughhouse with the local kids as Uncle Bayek, but at the same time will also show him brutally ripping apart a wrongdoer. So this shows us who Bayek is as a character a bit more. Now, we've seen it in the gameplay before, where he kind of has a little banter with the kids that he meets throughout his adventures and the various different people, and he's a good guy. He's good with kids, which is surprising, because there's not many other assassins that actually meet any children at all, and it shows that Bayek is a mature guy because he knows how to interact when around children. And this also adds another layer to his character, because it just makes him that much more likable. Like, if you see a guy and he's having banter with some kids and, you know, just generally being a nice person, you're kind of like, yeah, I like that guy. He's probably a nice guy. So to see Bayek's, you know, he's good at interacting with people, he has good social skills, it just means that we'll like him more as a character. And obviously we've had some antisocial fucks in the past, like Connor, who could have been a great character. I'm not saying you need to be some social guy, some charismatic character to be a good character in a game, but he was just done incredibly wrong, and I feel like it's a lot easier to do a character that's generally nice to people and isn't so secluded and by themselves all the time. So it's good to see Bayek's a social guy, and he seems to be shaping up as a pretty good character. Anyway, this next section is actually pretty interesting. It says Bayek's proto-assassin appearance was designed as a homage to Altair with subtle accents of the classic assassin white and red garb, which is very interesting because obviously we've gone full circle now. This is a prequel to all of the Assassin's Creed games in terms of the ancestors story, and it's good to see they're respecting Altair, the guy that basically started the whole series. They're basing Bayek's proto-assassin outfit, which basically just means his assassin style outfit, on Altair's outfit, which I think is very cool as well. And it is also very evident, as you can see from the various pieces of gameplay that we've seen, of his original outfit in Assassin's Creed Origins. Here we have a little bit of information about the tools in the game, and it says, among Bayek's manipulation tools, the player will find firebombs, and the skill to fast forward time in the game is called the Dawn and Dusk ability. Now, the manipulation tools are basically just tools. So just imagine tools, the gear and equipment they had in the game that allowed you to distract enemies, or, you know, throw a throwing knife, just stuff like that. That is called manipulation tools. And firebombs, that's going to be pretty cool, you know, because it's not, obviously you do have smoke bombs in the game as well, but it's not just like the cherry bombs from Assassin's Creed Revelations. It's going to be proper fire bombs, which I think will be very effective at taking out large groups of enemies, although I hope that it's just not really fucking overpowered and you can just throw it down and kill loads of people in one go. Not really much I can say about the Dawn and Dusk ability, we just have the name for it, there you go. Although we do have a full list of all of the skills. Someone made a video on it, and he basically goes through all of the skills in Assassin's Creed Origins, so this one really isn't that significant whatsoever. So this next piece of information kind of tells us more about the fights that can break out in the open world on Assassin's Creed Origins, and here it says, allowing the world to live, as Ismail puts it. Players might reach a camp where they find dead bodies and animals, where maybe an hour ago there was a big fight. We accept the fact that you can just loot and leave, or show up in the middle of a fight. So it kind of highlights how they can happen even when you're not there. They're not random set pieces that are there for when Bayek is just around or you're in the vicinity. They happen all over the map if two roaming factions meet each other. And as we know from, you know, the various different interviews of Ashraf Ismail, he makes a big deal about how each NPC has their own agenda every day. So if their agenda is going with their certain group of faction people to a certain area, and they happen to, you know, come across another group of people from a different faction, then this can cause a fight, and you can go into those fights halfway through, or you can come afterwards and you can loot all their bodies, because there'll be a lot of dead people on the floor, because we've seen some gameplay of these battles and they look pretty big, so there's going to be a lot of bodies for us to loot and a lot of gear for us to get from these events that happen, I guess. Anyway, lastly we have something that is apparently similar to the time anomaly missions of Assassin's Creed Unity, and it says, as already mentioned in the past, the time anomaly missions of Unity and Syndicate will not appear in Origins. There's a similar element though that Ismail is loath to spoil. We have fun with the fact that we're not actually in Egypt, we're inside the Animus, but they're not time anomalies per se. I literally have no idea what this means, so there's no time anomalies in the game, but they are similar to what's in Unity, and I feel like there's going to be various different missions in Egypt where you play as different assassins. No assassins from previous games, sadly. I really hope there would be legacy missions like James came up with. That idea, that was a really good idea, but I really think that this kind of points to us being able to play as different assassins in Egypt, but only for very select missions, which would be pretty interesting. I really like to see how this plays out. It's a feature that, you know, Ashraf Ismail's kind of talked about before, like he said, like exotic missions, but he hasn't said anything other than that. So the fact that we've got more information about it is good. I'm glad to hear, but I'll definitely want to see what it looks like in the game. I'm still holding out for those legacy missions though, even though I know they're not gonna fucking happen. But you know, I can dream, alright? I can dream. Anyway guys, that is the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Something that I think was incredibly intriguing was definitely the different missions inside the Animus that aren't time anomalies, but they're similar to the time anomalies in Assassin's Creed Unity. But other than that, it's all some very informative information. There wasn't an awful lot, like there wasn't too much, there was only a few points, but there's a lot to talk about here, and I'm really excited for Assassin's Creed Origins. It's going to be so fucking good, and also I'm going to actually start up my fucking Road to Origins series at some point soon as well, because I made a few episodes of it, you know, it's my live streaming series. I made a few streams, and I got halfway through AC2, and I just kind of stopped because it was way before Origins was going to come out, and I'm probably going to start it soon because AC Origins comes out in like a month and a half, so I kind of need to start with that series again, and then maybe I can finally finish it. But I'll let you guys know on Twitter or something and all that good stuff. I'll leave a link to all the sources in the description. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. Be sure to go ahead and like and subscribe for more gaming news and content in the future, and also comment down in the comment section below telling me what you guys thought of this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.